Thanks, Jody. Good morning. Investigators are still trying to figure out what sparked a deadly fire in East Vancouver last night that left one person dead. A body was discovered after crews extinguished the blaze at a home on Reed Street, that's near Rupert Street and East 29th Avenue. Flames consumed much of the upper level, destabilizing the house, leaving it too dangerous to enter right away. Firefighters were able to keep the flames from spreading to neighboring homes.
We've been holding off because of the structural integrity of the building. The fire has one little area at the very back of the house that's a little bit hard to get to, and we're just holding off on that so we don't destroy any sort of evidence in there so that we can make that cause determination.
Arson investigators were on scene, but the fire has not been officially deemed suspicious yet. Not in my backyard. Some neighbors of a new temporary social housing development in downtown Vancouver have some choice words for the mayor. They claim Gregor Robertson did not consult with them or hear their concerns about the facility. Greg Harper is live on Howe Street this morning with more on that. Greg.
Good morning, Kyle. Behind me is the Inn at Falls Creek here on Howe Street in Vancouver. This used to be the Quality Inn, but it has been converted to transitional housing for the city's homeless, and right now they're working on covering the mattresses, getting all the units ready. And there are many residents who live around here that aren't happy about this. They say they weren't consulted properly by the city. The city held 2 public meetings about the conversion, but so many concerned residents showed up to speak that many were turned away, so they're unhappy about that. Also unhappy that the decision was already made on this. Residents have concerns about crime and drug activity with schools nearby.
There's a great chance that this is going to be absolutely fine in the neighborhood. Critical that we get those rooms open right now. We have 157 empty rooms. Maybe the NPA would keep those rooms empty for the next 2.5 years. Vision will not. We want to see people in off the street and improving their lives.
So right now, 12 units are occupied, and the plan here is to add to invite 10 people a day to call this their home. And this will be the way it is here for 2 years. This is how long the city has leased the building for. After that, it is expected to be redeveloped. 157 units in total here. Kyle?
All right, Greg Harper live in downtown Vancouver this morning. Greg, thanks for that. With just 2 days left of campaigning, there has been a significant development in Vancouver's election campaign. In a surprise move, Vancouver Mayor Gregor Robertson has issued a blanket apology ahead of Saturday's vote. Robertson cast a vote for himself on the final day of advanced polling after making the unexpected and unprompted remarks at a mayoral debate. He wasn't specific in his apology, but seemed to acknowledge complaints Vision has done a poor job with public consultation, saying he can do better. This comes amid a tight race with NPA rival Kirk LaPointe. Robertson also reached out to COPE supporters and urged them to vote Vision instead.
I've pushed hard and made sure we've moved far and fast, and there's some people that have been disappointed that haven't felt heard. I just wanted to be sure people understand that I'm learning. I am apologetic for any grief that I've caused people, and certainly want to do better in this next term.
We should also mention this morning we'll have Kirk LaPointe and Mina Wong from the NPA and COPE joining us in the 8 o'clock hour. An invitation was extended to Mayor Robertson and Vision Vancouver, but that invitation was declined. The dog walker accused in the deaths of 6 animals has now taken legal responsibility for her actions, and 6 months after the incident, emotions are still running high. Emma Paulson has pleaded guilty to animal cruelty and public mischief. She took the dogs to a Langley Park, left them in her truck, and returned to find them dead from heat stroke. Paulson initially claimed they were stolen and helped search for the canines, but she was charged when their bodies were found in an Abbotsford ditch. Leaving court yesterday, Paulson was confronted by an animal lover.
Big mistake. Pardon me, please. Pardon me. Did you just shove me? No, don't really? Me, please. Get your elbow out of my body. You're going down. You're a sick.
I had to sit beside her for about, I don't know how many minutes, 15 minutes, watching her text. And I was reading everything she wrote and her smiling, and she would just sit there and she'd make these, like she was giggling to herself, like there's something not right with her.
Paulson is back in court in January to begin the sentencing process. Well, on a lighter note here, Old St. Nick made an early appearance in Vancouver yesterday. Here is the jolly old fellow, that is, putting up the last of the 300 street banners ahead of next month's Rogers Santa Claus Parade. Proceeds from the event, now entering its 11th year, will benefit the Greater Vancouver Food Bank. This year, 60 marching bands, choirs, and floats are all taking part. The Rogers Santa Claus Parade happens December 7th. In full disclosure, Rogers is the parent company of this station.